Yeah. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Gon' hate on me. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Gon' hate on me. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon' hate on me. Gon' hate on me. When I pull up on the scene, dead fresh and casket clean, they gon'
Yes. I'm glad to have you back around. I'm Kay. We got Deem in the building and Alex, Coach. And this is the Biscayne Breakdown. How we doing today, fellas? Somebody just say something. How we doing?
I'm here, man. I'm here. I thought Dean was gonna say something, but I'm here, dog.
Right, yeah. Deem waiting for timeout of Tulsa, in New Mexico. So we'll hear from him in a second. What's up, Dean?
Man, we good, man. We like Coach said, we here, man. We here.
Oh man, we here. We are here. Y'all know why we here. First of all, we're gonna do a little preview. I mean, not a preview. We're gonna do a little recap because we were talking about it before we came on. I wasn't even gonna get into it because it was such an ugly situation, but we got to talk about it. Hell, we here. Because later on, I'm just really just going. I have things to get off my chest. But yeah, the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat played a game. Well, the Boston Celtics played games with the Miami Heat on Wednesday evening. It was just a woodshed, man. From the opening tip, it looked kind of close, but halfway through that first quarter, the Boston Celtics started to pull away, made 11 threes in that first, I believe. Just, making everything, making tough shots, making the crazy shots, targeting Tyler Hero all over the place. Just woodshedded them, man. And at times it got to 10 or whatever, but at that point, the Celtics just continued to turn it up. And show the Miami Heat why they, were the better team on this year and on last night up until this point, as we coming to you on Thursday evening. But, as I stated, and I'm sure you guys are going to touch a little bit on this, pause, but it's always personal. It's always personal between these two teams. And you can see how personally that they take it, whichever team is imposing their will. And on Wednesday night, that was the Boston Celtics, where you had Jaylen Brown going for 43 points. You got Jason Tatum with a triple-double with nearly a 20-20 rebound game. And, of course, dropping enough dimes to complete the triple-double. Again, man, it's always personal. And personally, on Wednesday night, the Miami Heat were despicably not good enough. And the Boston Celtics came and just put foot all up in them, all the way to the knee. So, what y'all guys got on that disastrous catastrophe of a showing Wednesday night? Go ahead, Alex. You know how this go.
Man, like we was touching on before we started up, man. It's just like, obviously you want the Heat to win every game that they possibly can win. Obviously, with that being said, other teams are gonna have good nights, so you're gonna lose to people. But the one team that you ain't ever supposed to lose to is them green people. Like, as a Heat fan, that's the one that I know as a Heat fan, that's the one that I can't take. I hate losing to them green people. And, I saw something yesterday after the game, and it said, I think we are 1-11 against them in our last 12 games. That hurt my soul. The whole of my soul. I saw that, and it just made me think about the fact that, they've really pulled away from us. Like, we used to be neck and neck, and they literally took off, and we haven't done anything. So, and then on top of that, if you really look at the numbers, the Heat shot well. Like, they made 24 threes or something like that, but it was just, you let a team score 51, 53 points in the first quarter of a basketball game, and unless you in the high 40s or 50s, you gonna have hell to pay. And
can't stop nobody, bro. They ain't been able to stop nobody recently, except themselves. The only people they can cause to miss a shot in the last 10, 12 games has been themselves. And that's sad. What you got on the game on Wednesday, Dean? What you got on that Celtics drubbing?
Listen, coach brought up something important. He said we haven't beat them. We won in 11 versus them in the last 12 games. We haven't beat them in Boston since for damn near 2 years since the playoffs in what 24. So I mean that says a lot. And like coach said, like we all said, and I think most of, if not all Heat fans would say you just cannot lose to that team. Like you just can't lose to them. Like it hurts when you lose. No matter how bad we are, you don't want to lose to Boston. Like you just don't. It was just a. I seen parts of the game. I didn't watch the whole game, and the parts that I seen, I didn't like it. It was just bad all around. It's been hard to watch this team consistently, and kudos to y'all, but I just can't, man. This team got a lot of reflecting to do in the off season. And to listen to those, like now I be tuned in to the press conference. It's killing my man Bam, man. It's like he like it's killing him going up there and just keep talking about the playing and playing and how bad they've been playing. It's just like it's killing him, man. You can see it all in his eyes.
And look, we know Bam's not the issue. The issue is everything around Bam. And not everything, maybe everything is strong. And we talked about this.
Nah, I think you're right. It's probably everything around him.
What? Look, man, it's some quality players over there, but I think I'm gonna just go ahead and get into it. We talked about this, off pod, but when you're second and third and guys that think they're the number one option, when they're targetable, no matter who you have playing defense back there, you got Rudy Gobert, if you got Victor Wembanyama, you got, prime, shout out to the Georgetown Hoyas. It's like the so many odd years anniversary as that title. But if you got prime Patrick Ewing back there, it don't matter if everybody's getting beat off the dribble or everybody's being targeted and out physical, or I know I can run the offense to make you the focal point that I'm attacking, and I'm going to get off a good look because somebody has to come help you, or I'm going to just dominate you. And once somebody comes help you, that switches up the whole positioning of the defense, and boom, we got our secondary spot to get a basket from. When you're talking about Tyler Hero and Norm Powell, two guys that have been targeted, it makes it kind of hard, especially when you're counting on those guys to be able to put points on the board for you. So it's not like you can't have them on the floor. But what I will say is this. Even with Tyler Hero and Norm Powell both being guys we consider to be targetable guys, there's a considerably visible difference in the way that it happens when Tyler Hero is on the court and the way that this has happened when Norm Powell is on the court. Again, Norm Powell is nobody's defensive player of the year. However, over an elongated period of time, it would be hard for anybody to look at him and say, hey, Norm Powell isn't better there than Tyler Hero. In my eyes, or am I tripping? Because we talked about it.
Hold on, wait. I'm sorry, Can you say he is better or he's not better?
He's not better. He is better defensively for this team than Tyler Hero is when he's on the court by himself.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I agree.
What do you think, Alex?
I mean, I agree as well. Like, obviously, I think Tyler is taller than Norm, but Norm is more physically imposing. So, like, and I mean, everybody always talked about the fact that coming out of college, Tyler Hero's wingspan is shorter than his height, so that's a disadvantage already. And then Norm, you got Norm 6'3", 6'4", with like a 7-foot wingspan. So now with Norm, it's just honestly is like on ball, he's pretty decent. Norm just gets caught doing weird stuff off the ball. So like he's not if both of them are on the court at the same time, they're not going to target Norm. They're going to go at Tyler. So, I mean, I agree with you as well.
And I think overall, that puts you at a disadvantage because you're counting so much on Tyler on the offensive end. I mean, basically at this point, what we've done is we've called a spade a spade. We're not blaming Tyler Hero. I guess indirectly we are, but we're not coming out, Tyler. He's definitely been the weakest point though. Because like if you look at the Boston Celtics game, if you look at games prior to that, teams are targeting him. Teams are getting the rock to whoever he's guarding, and they're going to try to handle their business. And unfortunately, more often than not, it's successful. There are times when I'm watching him navigate the screen and he's trying to go under or he's halfway playing to allow the main defender to get back. And he'll actually turn his back on a shooter. And in both of those instances, the guy has proceeded to knock down the 3-ball. It's a situation where the Miami Heat are in a tough spot. They're in a tough, they're in the 10th seed, so not a tough spot from there. Can't get out of the play-in because the Milwaukee Bucks are already eliminated, 10 games behind them without 10 games left in the season. But they're in a tough spot from the perspective of whatever they are going to do for the remainder of the season, however long that lasts, the remainder of the regular season, 1 play-in game, 2 play-in games, a playoff series, whatever. That's a real-life issue. And it pours over into other big decisions that have to be made, whether that's paying Tyler Hero, paying Norm Powell, whatever they're going to choose to do, trying to keep Andrew Wiggins. It all has a trickle-down effect, but I think we're at a point where we've seen the Venn diagram in real life. And the Venn diagram, as I say, we got this sample size with Norm. Who's decent. You thought you were going to make some things happen. And then you got this sample size with Tyler and Norm. And okay, and then we look a little shaky. But then with Norm out, we get the situation where it's just Tyler. So we got looks. We've had looks at all sides. And it's like, I think that, we're at a point where if you can't defend, or if you're like a bullseye for the opposing team, no matter what you do on the offensive side of the ball, you're simply hurting this team more than you're helping them. Are we there yet? Alex?
I really be thinking Deem gonna say something, so then I'll be giving him a second. But It's like while you was talking, like I was thinking to myself about the fact that obviously throughout the Warriors' dominance over the last a bunch of years, everybody tried to target Steph, and like how Steph would try and pre-switch with somebody, or would try and like after he got switched on, like they would load to the ball, and honestly, like Steph was just trying to give up jump shots. And so that's what I was just thinking about in regard to like Tyler, like, yo, like you just got to give up a contest on a jumper. And if they make a tough shot, they make a tough shot. But my bad to say all that. That was what was going through my head. What was the question again?
Are we at the point where Tyler Hero being on the floor as a starter is more detrimental to the Miami Heat than it is positive due to his defensive deficiencies?
Is the team fully healthy or no? Is it this team or is it with Norm on the court too?
I guess in all situations.
I mean, I would.
Because does the answer really change?
The answer has to be no. Like it has to be no, because without Tyler off it, and we all know I'm not a big fan of Tyler, but let's just be honest with ourselves. Without Tyler offense, how good is this team offensively?
This is true, but
where else are you going to be getting the points from?
Can you get it? Can you get it with him off the bench where he can't be targeted as easily by the opposing team?
He's going to be no matter what. He's going to be targeted. Whether he's coming off the bench, whether he's starting.
Well,
long as he's on the court, he's going to be targeted.
Right, but if he's targeted by less quality players, then maybe the magnitude ain't as deep.
No, I don't mean to cut you off, but I tell you why. Because no matter what, he's going to get those. He's coming off the bench. He's going to get 30+ minutes a night anyway, and then he's going to be closing the game. So it to me, it doesn't matter.
Agreed. No, I agree with you, but you minimize the time he's matched up with a Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. Yeah, there's obviously going to be, times where his time aligns with their time, but as opposed to 26 minutes of, go at Tyler Hero neck we only get 10 minutes of go at Tyler Hero neck. Like increasing everybody's chance for survival, his personal chance for survival, and the team's chances to win on that given night.
When were we at our best? Like over these last few years,
when Tyler's been out.
Well, not even like say give us Tyler is available to play.
When he was off the bench.
We have been at our best. But with that being said, we had a number one guy who, like how we played with that number one guy, we had some type of shooter beside him at that 2 spot that, I mean, yeah, Duncan wasn't the greatest. Max Strus was another 6'5", physically imposing guy. And so, like you mentioned, like Tyler was getting to come off the bench, go against lesser talent. And then it was a situation where if Tyler had it rolling, then Tyler's going to end the game. But with Tyler ending the game, now he's out there on the court with freaking Jimmy Butler, Bam, PJ Tucker, and Kyle Lowry. So now, like, everybody else on the court is so good defensively that they can cover up and hide him. And now we don't have the requisite talent to be able to hide him. Like we don't. Like Deem was saying, like we need the scoring so bad that we have to live with the fact that, 9 times out of 10, this joker is gonna get cooked, but he might be able to get it back on the other end. So we just gotta live with it and hope they miss.
Yeah, and just like you said though, Coach, and you made a good point, is you had other good defensive players beside him, like on the court with him. You had a PJ, you had a Jimmy, you had a Kyle Lowry. He's not a great defender, but he's a pretty good, a pretty solid one and a smart one. And I don't think Max was a horrible defender. He was okay. He wasn't great, but he wasn't horrible. So again, you missing all those defenders, and then Wiggs is out a lot. He's been in and out of the lineup. Who's also, to me, in my eyes, he's an elite defender. But it's like it's hard when you don't have those other good defenders around Tyler.
I think that you were actually walking right into the point that I was trying to make, Deem, and it kind of clicked for you at the same time, but you couldn't say too much because you realized you was about to counter your own point. There are good defenders around him, like you said. Wiggs is a damn good defender. Bleed me out, Joe. We know what Bam is. Davion's a dog. Like you question his offensive ability at times and his ability to consistently make layups, but Davion's a dog defensively. You look at guys like Pale. Pale's an animal. I just don't know. And I'm not, again, I'm the host. I have to ask the question. So I'm not definitively saying, okay, they are better without Tyler or this, and that. I'm asking the question because as we look at the ball team, when Tyler was sitting out, like you said, Alex, they didn't target Norm all the time. And when they did, Norm made them pay at least half of the time. Like you said it, on ball, Norm can hold more than hold his own because he's physical and his balance, his measurement, the balance of his measurements, his wingspan, all of that stuff allows him to play defense in a manner that is at least halfway acceptable or successful when he needs to. It's just a very interesting thing, man, because like I said, whatever they're going to do the remainder of the season and whatever they choose to do in the coming off season, Tyler Hero's going to be a part of it. I mean, whether that's trying to build towards something moving forward or whether that's trying to do something different and go in a direction, you have to imagine that Tyler Hero is going to be a part of that. And I know it sounds inevitable. Yeah, he has to be a part. But what I'm saying is he's going to be a major part. He's either going to be, you either going to re-sign him and say, hey, we're going to do everything we can to make you a third option so that you don't have the pressure of having to be the main guy and, be that guy that we need to try hard on defense, or it's we're going to move you and try to get something for you. I mean, how are you guys feeling as far as, I guess this is the best way to ask it, is Tyler Hero here beyond this year in you guys' opinion?
Go ahead, Dean.
Yeah, and we talked about this last night, and in my opinion, they don't have another option but to sign him back after this year, or what is it, next year? Next year's contract's up, right?
Yeah, I think he got one more year in this deal.
He got one more year. Yeah, so I don't think they don't have any other option but to sign him. I mean, they're going to trade him. His trade value is at an all time low right now, so they're not going to get much for him, and you're not just going to let him walk for free. So in my opinion, they have no other option but to sign him.
What you got, Alex?
I mean, I think I mentioned this in the chat the other day in regard to I thought that the time that it would have been where they actually traded him would have been this trade deadline to get off of him in the Giannis deal. But now I think that they might let Norm walk. But while we was just sitting here talking, I really think like that there is a possibility that the Heat the Bucks are gonna have to go to Giannis and be like, hey, are you signing this extension or no? And then if he says no, obviously they're gonna have to look to see if they can get something for him. Whether they're gonna have to trade him because they can't just lose him for nothing. And I think like the Heat will still try and use Tyler as him and I guess Khalil in the trade to get Giannis as like, hey, here's a guy who was an all-star a year ago and a 7-foot freak athlete who can, if you just let him play, like you might be able to see a all NBA all-star type guy. And then if that's the case, then I think Norm would get re-signed for 2 or 3 years, but at a number that is, I guess, team friendly, very team friendly, and probably less than he wants, but less than it will be to sign Tyler. So it's like it's just so many what ifs and so much stuff up in the air that will lean whether Tyler stays or whether Tyler is gone. Like it's just so much up in the air. And I mean, honestly, in Tyler's time in Miami, he's defeated more trade rumors than probably Floyd Mayweather got boxing. He undefeated, right? So he done beat more trade rumors than Floyd's 51-0 record. So I mean, hey, I don't know. I don't know.
So what you're saying is Tyler Hero he's almost bulletproof.
He undisputed.
Yeah, man. You see what I had no plans to talk about any of this today. Y'all sent me on a tangent with the Boston game, which inevitably took us down the hole of how they lost that game. Like I said, Boston came out on fire, nailing shots left and right. Sam Hauser hit 5 threes in a row, it felt like, to open the game. I mean, just because he felt like it. And then, like I said, their strategy the remainder of the night was to draw fouls, target Tyler Hero, and keep the Heat off. And that's what they were able to do. Again, I had no intention of talking Boston, had no intention of talking that game, had no intention of talking Tyler. But y'all did this. This is what y'all did. Now, for the reason that we're here. All fans are nuts. Let's just put it like this. All fans are nuts. But our Miami Heat fans, we are a special kind of fools. We a special kind of nuts. Hear me out. We say it all the time. And y'all try to deny it and give me all sorts of reasons. No, we want to hold them accountable. We're spoiled. We're spoiled. We're freaking spoiled. Am I giving the front office a pass? No. Am I giving the players a pass? No. But I'm not giving y'all no pass either. We're spoiled. Let's do a quick breakdown. 1989, the year of our Lord, says they say. 1989. That's when the Miami Heat came in existence. Somebody help me out. When did they win their first title?
06.
06. So about 15 years, to get your stuff off the ground. You know what I mean? Get your title in 06. Yeah, D-Wade. So let me ask y'all this question. Let me just help me out again. Did nobody else not scout D-Wade? Was the Miami Heat team the only team to scout D-Wade in the draft?
Definitely not.
Okay, what pick was Dwayne Wade? I know, but I just like participation.
5.
Okay, so you mean to tell me that there were 4 teams that had the chance to take D Wade before the Miami Heat did?
Well, I mean, one of them took LeBron James, and the other one.
Hey man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Anyway, so what I'm saying is you can't always say, oh, they landed. Yeah, because they scouted him. They saw something in him that 4 other teams didn't. Okay, LeBron James, 3 other teams. That's fair, Alex. I can't argue that. It's LeBron James. Okay, 3 other teams had the chance to get him. So they got him, and they took him, and they won with him. The Miami Heat have a part in that. Okay. Speaking of LeBron James, the Big 3 era. Oh, D Wade did that. Oh, him and Bron were. So it didn't take some work, some cap science, some figuring out, some architecture, some how in the hell are we gonna make this work? And we also gonna go get CB because we know that he trying to get up out there and we can use him if we pay. So they did that by themselves. So nobody in the Miami Heat organization had anything to do with that. Am I true? I mean, that's how that went, right? Like nobody did any work on the Miami Heat side to make that happen. That just came together while everybody was out drinking martinis and riding a boat in the Biscayne Bay. That's what happened with that, right? Oh, okay, so you mean somebody might have did a little work on the organization to make that happen. Oh, okay, cool. All right. Now our friend, our good brother, he who formerly was known as 22, that's currently Andrew Wiggins, by the way, but he who is currently known as 22 of the Miami Heat, Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler. Man, what a time. What a freaking time. What a freaking time. Joel, I didn't ask you for that. But there was once a guy. Put it back on the screen. Put it back. There was once a guy who made us believe that it wasn't just possible to go toe-to-toe with this rival, but that we could also win a playoff series against them. He altered our reality. He made us dream while wide awake. He took us beyond what should have been possible. We were happy. Take it off the screen, Joe. So, what you also telling me, I'm sorry, Alex couldn't take it. What you also telling me is that there wasn't any work done on the Miami Heat's behalf to get Jimmy? For Josh Richardson and Peanuts? What you're also telling me is that nobody did anything to help him accomplish those tasks? Like, somebody had to coach. Somebody had to help put him in place. I mean, he ain't just build coffee shops and coffee houses and coffee brands off his own dime. Inevitably the same dimes that he said ran him out of town and he lost his joy. All I'm saying is there was some participation from the Miami Heat organization. And as a fan base, where we've watched them put together 3 different, for certain, title competing iterations. 2 of them worked. 1 of them didn't. You can't win them all. It happens. Okay. Do we look at them and say, hey, maybe if you move Tyler a little earlier, you know, you might can get the prerequisite help that Jimmy Butler needs to, okay, cool. Again, I'm not letting the front office off and I'm not letting the players off. But what I'm saying is they messed up. They got it wrong. But what about the 2 times D Wade, the big 3? Well, they got it absolutely right. I know that's in the past. I'm not living off those titles. What I'm saying is you don't get it right all the time, which is why the Miami Heat, being one of the youngest franchises, are one of the most winning franchises in the league, because there are 20-something franchises that can't seem to get it right but once every 20 freaking years. But we're over here talking about a team that has done nothing but consistently compete and win since they came into the league, like they're the freaking Washington Generals. I mean, who's the team that the Harlem Globetrotters played all the time? They beat them every single time. The General, okay, I didn't want to.
That's Generals.
I was confused. I was like, well, what's the hockey team and why? They're the Capitals. I'm talking about, the Generals. Like, what are we doing? We're spoiled. Am I upset? Am I pissed off? Yes, I am. Y'all heard me just ask Tyler getting up out of here. And y'all know I don't talk like this. But I'm pissed off because we can all see it. And a year ago in that playoff series where we watched the Cavaliers and Ty Jerome, respect Ty Jerome, he can ball a little bit. I ain't even gonna hate. But Ty Jerome, I mean, just gave it to him. Like, we consistently watched them target him, and to be saying the same thing after we thought that we were beyond that point, it's just a little disturbing. But I'll close it like this. You wanted him to trade Tyler then. But let me ask y'all something. Deem, if you listen, you can answer this one too. Do y'all remember Tyler Johnson and James Johnson's Heat?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Fan base still wasn't happy then either. Was it? They hated that time, right? Okay. All right. Do you know how they got there? Because they had emptied the cupboard in the Big Three era, so then they had to figure this out. Now, you didn't like that, but you wanted them to do the same thing for Jimmy Butler. Lord forbid, might have not happened here, but I'm just saying, who's now currently sitting out because he tore his ACL. So we would have been without assets, without Jimmy Butler, without Tyler Hero, and Lord knows what else, trying to go into a situation where now you have to figure it out. Okay, and the flip side is, if not, you then go back to a situation where you could be Tyler Johnson's and James Johnson's Heat for the next 5 or 6 years. What is the win? Again, we want them to do better. We want them to try a little harder. But at the same time, like, to act like there's not multiple angles and sides to it is stupid. And it bothers me when our fan base specifically, it bothers me when they absolutely act like the front office has had nothing to do with the success, but that they have everything to do with the failures. That bothers me because you can't have it both ways. And again, I'm not caping for them. I'm not caping for the players. I'm caping for logic. Logic. You got it, Alex.
I mean, just going off of what you just said, I mean, it's like, when you put it in perspective like that, yes, we are super duper spoiled. And then I think of it in regard to, like, the Heat as an organization. They set a certain standard. And so then with them having that standard and never, ever, even when it looks bad, like even in the, oh snap, halfway through the season, we're 11-30. Oh snap, next thing you know, they were thinking about deviating from the standard and actually tanking that year. But then I think the Heat went on like a 3-game win streak and they were just like, hey, let's wait. And then next thing you know, you end up 41-41 and you missed the playoffs by literally a hair. It's like, y'all set the standard, and even when it's been obvious that we should deviate from the standard, you don't ever deviate from the standard. And it's just like, yo, like, all right, if you're not going to deviate from the standard, I'm going to hold your feet to the fire every time. I'm going to hold your feet to the fire basically for every mistake. And yes, like, we as Heat fans, we move with our emotions change how the freaking wind blows, how the weather changes in Virginia. Kay, you know a lot about that. How the weather changes in Virginia. We can wake up, it'd be snow on the ground.
The last 2 days. It's gonna be 36 next Thursday, by the way. Just saying.
Like, we could wake up, it'd be snow on the ground, then it'd be thunderstorming, and then by 1 o'clock the sun is out, and you can't even tell that anything happened all day. And
now, mind you, we said it was snowing the day before that.
And I've seen it happen in my life, but that's beside the point. But like, man, so it's like the standard is the standard. Obviously, you attempting and going for that standard, but there is certain things that can hold you back that are not in your control. Like, I mean, at the trade deadline, they really were all in for Giannis. They was, you can have everything you want, but bam, like we'll figure it out. And then the Bucks were like, nah, we're cool. Like there's certain stuff that has happened in the last few years that has been out of their control. And honestly, like we have to be okay with that. We got to be okay with what they didn't do and what they have avoided doing. Like we got to be okay with that, because like K is trying to basically put the breadcrumbs out. It's like, like there are smart people. Like Andy Ellisberg is a smart person. Like Adam Simon is a great drafter or scout for the draft. Like obviously Spo's the best coach in the game. Pat Riley ain't just lose his mojo. Just he woke up and he just lost his mojo. Like, so they have something in the works and already planned. And it's basically just been like, like nothing that we do, like anything that we do right now can't mess. The only thing that we can do right now is not mess up those plans. Like that's how they're moving. Like, all right, we're not going to do anything to mess up the potential to get Giannis. We're not going to do anything to mess up the potential that, all right, we're going to have a bunch of cap space in a few years. We're not going to do anything to mess that up. So that's just like you're saying, dog, we're spoiled, but the standard is the standard. But we got to be okay with the fact that they have a plan. They're not going to tell us the plan. But whenever the plan comes together and all us Heat fans, we're back on top and competing again, that's when they're going to come out and be like, hey, remember when we were sucking and everybody was pissed off? This is what we had in our back pocket, but y'all won't try to be patient. But now look at us. So, I mean, I already know that's coming, but it is what it is. Like, in the meantime, this hurts. I hate being the Kings of being mid.
Look, man, we didn't know the Jimmy Butler thing, the Jimmy Butler era was going to turn out the way it did, but they obviously knew. They had a plan in mind. They said, we're going to get this guy because we believe this. So not that they knew it was going to go to the depths of the magnitude that it did, but they obviously knew that there was something there that the rest of us didn't, because the NBA won't shake it in their boots when we got Jimmy Butler. It was like, cool little move. But he ended up taking the Miami Heat, to the finals. I mean, on his, you know what I'm saying, ended up doing great things. And I guess that's why I hurt. But, I mean, listen, man, again, they need to do better at making things happen. The players need to do better about holding themselves accountable. And we're finally seeing Bam be a more aggressive offensive him, do things with more purpose. I mean, that's a great example of a guy holding himself accountable. Everybody does. But the issue is we can't just act like they're sitting there twiddling their thumbs, not doing anything. And I think that's my problem more than anything. Do we want them to be better? Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Of course. I'm not sitting here saying I'm okay with this. All I'm saying is it bothers me when people act like they just sitting over there looking at it happen. Huh. Team sucked today. Well, how's life? Like not like they trying. Deem, are you there? Okay. Look, man, I really don't have nothing else. I mean, I just wanted to hop on real quick and chat with these guys about that whole situation. I mean, talk to them a little bit about the Boston Celtics, Miami Heat. Sad. It's a sad day when K is crashing out. This has been the Biscayne Breakdown. Hit the button, Joe.
Now I pull up on that